This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 778, The Infernal Source of Lore. Enjoy. A walk marker toggle has been added to the desktop settings. This will enable the walk marker that appears on the RS mobile client. Yes or no? I've heard polarizing opinions on this from both
I haven't
sides.
turned it off.
It's obviously the consistency between desktop and mobile. I think I will end up turning it off. I think next time I do a quest, I'll turn it off. But in normal gameplay, it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Been helpful to me.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. At first, I thought, I don't know if I'll like it, but it's been incredibly helpful.
It's made a good difference for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I think it might be good also for things like position. Like if you need to make sure you stand on a specific tile, right, in like a boss fight, could be really helpful.
Right.
In general, I just find it, because normally when you are running somewhere, you don't actually know where your character is running. And I've had in the past, I'm like, I'm running in the right direction. I look away for 5 seconds, and I've gone halfway around the no maze, for example, to a completely different path because I misclicked.
It's also helpful in seeing where exactly you issued that command, because you said you're using it in terms of how you're going to walk, but there's always been a question. This was very true back in the olden days of RS, is that you don't know how quickly the game is responding or if it actually heard your click, whereas with this we're assuming it's actually going to respond to it. Whereas on the other hand, I've heard from people like Earth who said that, he absolutely doesn't like it because it's just more clutter on the screen. And
that's just a problem with the game in general, though.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And it says it's supposed to be turned off by default.
What?
Mine was on. I never had to turn it
Yeah,
off.
that's what it said in the patch notes,
Yeah.
Mine was on automatically.
Yeah, it was on automatically, but in the news post it said, and it doesn't say it in the patch notes, but it said it in the news post that, we misread. This option will be enabled by default.
Oh.
Okay, no problem then.
Either we misread or they changed it.
Yeah, one of the two.
I would not put that
because you and I were both fairly convinced that it said that it would be off by default.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, another thing that's good about this is many more people play on desktop than on mobile. So if this is something they want to, it might not be their primary reason for doing it, but this way you get a lot of more people testing it. And especially something, I showed you some animations, right, from Warforged, where, the geometry is weird somehow, and I can't figure out how to orient the markers. That kind of stuff you only really find by just having lots of people try it out, and that's what you get on desktop and maybe not on mobile. So added benefit, even if that's not the primary reason they do it.
Yeah, and a fun little thing is if it actually shows you now, if you click on a tile that's inaccessible, it shows where your player's path marker moves to, because if you click somewhere that's on a hill you can't get to, it'll move to the bottom of the hill. I don't know if you noticed that as well.
No, this has been like I said, this combined with the outlining has been a great update, accessibility wise. It's made it a lot easier, both playing on mobile.
And did you notice the colors for the walk marker are colorblind neutral?
Yeah, well, I noticed them, so that was good. On any other day, I might not have. But, and now you have little symbols, like if you're clicking on a wisp, because you couldn't tell for sure where you were clicking before. There was no,
And you don't need custom cursors now for that.
No, so this is, I'm a real big fan. Big fan of this.
Good.
Good to hear.
You can watch full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. You can also listen to audio versions of RSBANDB Update at update.rsbnb.com, and feel free to subscribe to our show and any number of podcast listeners out there at update.rsbnb.com/subscribe.